Imagine waking up and realizing that your time no longer belongs to an alarm clock. You open your eyes in a glass penthouse above a city that is already moving. Traffic is forming below, messages are arriving, and millions of people are starting an ordinary workday. But your morning begins with a choice. You can sleep another hour, train before breakfast, fly to another country, or cancel everything. The first true luxury is not the enormous room or the skyline, it is the feeling that almost nothing can force you to hurry. Before you even stand up, a quiet team has already solved dozens of small problems. Your schedule was reorganized while you slept. A delayed meeting was moved. Security checked the routes. An assistant filtered messages so only the important ones reach you. Someone confirmed the weather at the airport, and another person reviewed the overnight markets. You are still responsible for the big decisions, but the irritating little tasks that used to drain your attention have disappeared into a system of people and software. The bedroom lights adjust gradually. The curtains open, and breakfast can arrive from a kitchen that operates more like a private restaurant. You might have a chef, a nutrition specialist, and a trainer who already knows how well you slept. This sounds excessive, but after a while it becomes normal. That is one strange thing about extreme wealth. The impossible becomes ordinary faster than you expect. The first morning feels like a movie. The 100th morning simply feels like Tuesday. Downstairs, your garage resembles a private exhibition. There may be a quiet electric car, a powerful sports car, a protected limousine, and something rare enough to attract attention wherever it goes. At first, choosing a car feels exciting. Soon the choice becomes practical. What is the weather? How crowded are the roads? Do you want privacy or speed? Will photographers be waiting? Even luxury begins to turn into logistics when you own enough of it. Some mornings you avoid the road completely. You step onto a rooftop where a helicopter is waiting. The pilot has already received the destination. The city shrinks beneath you as traffic stops being your problem. 10 minutes later, you are at a private terminal. There are no long lines, crowded gates, or desperate searches for a charging socket. Your luggage is already loaded, and the aircraft leaves when your schedule says it should. Inside the private jet, the fantasy becomes surprisingly quiet. The seats are comfortable, the food is excellent, and the cabin feels more like a moving office than an airplane. You can hold meetings, review documents, or close the door and sleep. Yet the most valuable feature is flexibility. If a meeting changes, the destination can change. If your family needs you, the aircraft can turn the day into a few hours instead of an impossible journey. But being a billionaire does not mean spending every day on vacation. In many cases, the work becomes more serious, not less. Ordinary tasks disappear while decisions become larger. A single meeting can move a factory, fund a technology, save a company, or destroy thousands of jobs. Your calendar may contain fewer events, but every conversation carries more weight. Teams of experts bring you models, warnings, and recommendations. At the end, however, someone still has to choose, and that person is often you. You enter a boardroom above the city. Around the table sit people who know more than you about law, engineering, finance, medicine, security, or politics. They disagree politely because the consequences are real. One option produces faster profit. Another protects the company in 10 years. A third could help society but may fail completely. Wealth gives you access to extraordinary advice, but it does not remove uncertainty. Sometimes it only makes the uncertainty more expensive. There is also a psychological change. When your decisions affect thousands of people, it becomes harder to know when you are being honest with yourself. Employees may laugh too quickly at your jokes. Advisors may soften bad news. People can become afraid to say no. A wise billionaire therefore needs something money cannot automatically create. A small circle of people who are willing to tell the truth, even when the truth is uncomfortable. Outside the office, privacy changes. Strangers may recognize your name before they know anything about your personality. Security studies entrances and exits. Assistants screen invitations. Routes are planned. A casual walk can become an operation with cars, radios, and people watching the crowd. You are protected, but you are also observed. Freedom and security begin pulling in opposite directions. Then come the things that once sounded impossible. A superyacht waits in a turquoise bay. It has bedrooms, offices, a gym, a cinema, and a crew large enough to run a small hotel. You arrive by helicopter or a smaller boat. The water is clear, the island is quiet, and for a moment the world feels completely under control. This is the image everyone sees. Perfect weather, perfect service, perfect freedom. Extreme wealth also creates a hidden control center. Investments, properties, aircraft, staff, security, taxes, legal risks, and charitable projects all produce information. Somewhere, a team watches the entire system. They track problems before those problems reach you. This means your life can feel effortless only because many other people are working very hard to make it appear effortless. One red warning on a screen can interrupt the calm. A company may face a crisis. A government may change a law. A cyber attack may threaten customer data. A storm may damage an important facility. The billionaire lifestyle is not protected from emergencies. It simply experiences emergencies on a different scale. Money provides options, specialists, and speed. It does not guarantee that every problem has a clean answer. Your real wealth gradually begins to look less like gold and more like control over time. You can fly your family across the world for dinner. You can hire excellent doctors before a small symptom becomes a serious problem. You can study a new subject with leading experts, build a private gym, and arrange your environment around health and focus. You can remove delays that consume ordinary lives. Yet even with all of this, a day still contains only 24 hours. Health becomes one of the few areas where money feels both powerful and limited. You can receive advanced testing, personalized training, carefully planned meals, and immediate treatment. Specialists can monitor sleep, stress, movement, and recovery. But money cannot make the body immortal. It cannot purchase another healthy year after that year is gone. The wealthiest person in the room still has to sleep, exercise, recover, and face age. The warmest moment of the day may not happen on the jet or the yacht. It may happen at a dinner table when the phones are gone and the people around you are not asking for anything. In that moment, wealth works best by removing obstacles. Everyone could be together because distance, tickets, and schedules were solvable. The expensive terrace is beautiful, but the real value is the conversation. The most powerful part of being a billionaire may happen far away from luxury. You visit a place where a school is opening because you funded it. A clean water system begins operating. A medical team receives equipment it could never afford. A young founder gets one opportunity to build an idea that everyone else ignored. These moments feel different from buying another car because the result continues after you leave. You may choose to fund science. Researchers show you an experiment that could improve treatment for millions of people. The work may take years and still fail. There is no guaranteed return and no applause every morning. Yet this may become one of the most meaningful uses of wealth. Giving talented people time to attempt something society needs, but markets are too impatient to support. You may also support businesses that create jobs, energy systems that reduce pollution, or technologies that make education accessible. Every project becomes a vote for the kind of future you want. Money is stored possibility. Once deployed, it changes real lives, landscapes, and institutions. The question is not whether wealth has influence. The question is whether that influence is guided by ego, fear, wisdom, or responsibility. At night, you return to the glass penthouse. The city still glows below. The cars are parked, the aircraft is waiting, and teams continue working in the background. You own more than you once believed possible, but the biggest question remains surprisingly simple. What is all of it for? If wealth only makes your world smaller, safer, and more isolated, the palace can become a beautiful cage. Every wall is polished, every service is available, and yet life becomes a guarded route between controlled rooms. If wealth gives you time, health, real relationships, curiosity, and the ability to improve other lives, then it becomes something larger than luxury. So your life as a billionaire would not be one endless vacation. It would be a mixture of astonishing freedom, heavy decisions, complicated trust, invisible systems, and opportunities that few people ever receive. You could buy almost anything except more time, guaranteed love, perfect health, or certainty. In the end, the richest life would not be the one that owns the most. It would be the one that knows what deserves its limited time and has the courage to use its power well.